Good morning. Happy Monday. Let's spend the day together, shall we? So it's about 7 a.m. I just made myself some coffee and I went to let Milo out and I realized that I had an Amazon order on the front porch. I thought I knew what was in there, but you ever know when you order something and you're like, I can't remember. So I did get a strapless bra to try. There's like a few outfits that I want to wear this summer that require a strapless bra. And you know, if you're like over a certain size in bra size, it's very difficult. So I ordered a couple and then I'll just return the ones that don't work. Thought I would take you with me today just on my regular work day, but then I'm also going to be getting ready to go on a trip early tomorrow morning. So if you watched my last video on what I'm doing to get healthier and eat more protein, I actually talked a little bit about that in there. So check that video out next after you watch this one. But I did order some beef biltong off of Amazon. I really prefer this to jerky and it's super high protein and I love that it doesn't have to be refrigerated. So this is made by True brand and it just came in a multi-pack on Amazon. So I'm gonna shove a couple of these in my bag to take with me this week so that I don't have to buy Cheetos or, you know, something bad at the airport to snack on. I love coming outside in the mornings and just having my coffee for a little bit before I start work. It's been like so hot here lately that the only time it's really bearable outside is before like 8 or 9 in the morning. So this weekend we actually had to go to a soccer tournament out of town. My son Connor is on a travel soccer team and he plays goalie. And so we were in Waterloo all weekend for that. We drove up Friday evening and came back Sunday afternoon. And while it's something that's like fun and obviously, you know, investing in your kids and stuff like that, it still cuts into the time that you have to kind of do things at home over the weekend, which is why I'm super glad that I'm not leaving on a trip today and I'm leaving tomorrow morning. So at least I have today to kind of get my stuff together. A couple of things I need to do today is I want to clean out the fridge and then I also need to order groceries for while I'm gone so my family has stuff to eat. I also have like some bookkeeping tasks that I need to get done and drop off at my CPA by 3 o'clock this afternoon. So I'm kind of on a time crunch to do that as well. I feel like for the longest time I've been getting away from kind of like these vlog or like spend the day with me type videos. And as I'm starting to realize that I need to do what I want on YouTube and not just videos to like feed the algorithm, it's something that I want to get back into. I know I've talked about this before and I was actually just watching a video from IBOTTA last night on why YouTubers are quitting YouTube. And he cited like several reasons, one of them being that you're too invested in the metrics and you're not invested in just like having fun doing it. And I think that's hard to balance, especially on a platform like this when the metrics are just like shoved in your face all day, every time you log in, which is so unlike any traditional job I've ever worked. And it can just get to be kind of like a mind game to play. And it's like, I don't want to do that anymore. He also talked about how in life there are finite games and there are infinite games. A finite game would be something like a football game or a soccer game where you play for a certain amount of time and then it's done. Infinite games are something like your career or your relationship with your spouse or something like that. And how if you want to play an infinite game making YouTube videos, you have to figure out a way to make it enjoyable and not just worry about the metrics so much. And so that was really helpful for me to kind of reframe it in that way. Milo, what are you doing? He needs a scratch. So yeah, I brought my work phone out here. I'm just gonna sit out here for a little bit before I actually have to log into my computer, drink my coffee, check some emails, and then at some point this morning, I'm gonna get myself ready and presentable and figure out what I need to order for groceries. This has been like a source of annoyance for me because like a lot of times I'll try to plan meals that I think my family will actually cook or eat, or buy things, you know, and put them in the fridge that I think they're actually gonna eat, and then I get home and they don't eat them, or, you know, whatever, for whatever reason. So I've just adopted the mindset that I have to do the best I can and not worry about the rest. Because really, you know, like I have a Walmart Plus account, so there's been plenty of times when they run out of something during the week and they'll just text me and be like, hey, can you put in an order for groceries? Like, here's what we need. So it's really not that big of a deal, you know, but as a mom, I feel like I want to try to get them set up as good as set up as much as possible, you know, just because I feel like that's like my motherly duty, you know what I mean? Okay, so I told you guys that we were in Waterloo all weekend for a soccer tournament, and I don't know why I did not think of this, but I should have thought that, oh, like the ground is wet and Connor's gonna be diving on the ground to stop balls, and his uniforms, like his goalie shirt and everything, are going to get muddy. Why didn't I think of that? I don't know, because normally when I travel, I take Earthbreeze laundry detergent eco sheets with me. Thank you to Earthbreeze for sponsoring today's video. I don't know why I didn't think of it, okay? But I didn't. And so I ended up having to buy detergent while I was there, which always annoys me because if you have to buy detergent at a hotel, you know it's like way marked up, but at least they did have a laundry room there at the hotel. It has been super rainy here, and so as Connor was like diving on the ground for balls, he has an orange goalie shirt, and this whole thing, like front and back, was just like covered with mud. And so what I should have done and what I normally do is I'll put some of these Earthbreeze laundry sheets in a baggie and I'll stick them in my suitcase. I do this a lot when I travel for work as well, because you just never know when you're gonna drop something on yourself, especially if you're clumsy like me and you need to wash your clothes at the hotel. What is Earthbreeze? I know that I've been working with them for a long time here on my channel, and these are laundry detergent sheets. I know it looks like a dryer sheet, but it's not. It's actually a concentrated sheet of laundry detergent, and all you have to do is throw these in the washer with your clothes and it works just like regular detergent. How revolutionary, right? Earthbreeze also does a really good job with stains, which I can attest to, especially having kids that are in sports. If you have sensitive skin, they're also suitable for that as well. They're hypoallergenic and free of bleach, dyes, and parabens, and there is a fragrance-free option as well as a fragranced option depending on your preference. Earthbreeze is super convenient because there's no more heavy lifting or measuring sticky blue goo from a massive plastic jug, green goo in my case. They also offer super flexible subscriptions that are delivered via carbon offset shipping right to your door for free, because unfortunately you're never gonna run out of laundry, but you'll also never run out of detergent. I don't know if you guys know this, but 91% of single-use plastic does not get recycled, including the stuff that we put in our recycling bins. It's actually really eye-opening. So making a positive impact on the world doesn't have to come at a cost to you. Your clothes can be clean, they smell great, and you can feel like you actually did something good for the environment just by doing your laundry. Earthbreeze also has new packaging, so I'll pop that up on the screen right here, but I highly, highly recommend Earthbreeze. I've been using it for well over a year at this point, and like I said, it is super, super convenient for travel, or if you like go camping, anything like that for summer vacations. Also, it's just super handy to keep in your laundry room, and having stuff like this on autopilot is also really convenient as a working mom because you have one less thing to think about, and who doesn't want one less thing to think about? So if you guys want to try out Earthbreeze, you can go to earthbreeze.com/Chapin to get started, and you are going to get 40% off Earthbreeze eco sheets. Once again, that's earthbreeze.com/Chapin to get started with 40% off Earthbreeze. I'm already feeling so just like put together and productive this morning, all because I got ready and got up early, started my work. We're good to go. I'm just finishing putting in the grocery order right now, and actually I need to call the physical therapy place in town and see if they can get Connor in this week. He injured his quad at the last game on Saturday, and so we went back to the hotel and he iced it, and we gave him ibuprofen and stuff like that, and so he thought he was okay to play on Sunday morning. He started playing the game but then had to quit like 10 minutes in because his leg was bothering him. So I'm gonna call the PT place and see if they can get him in this week just for like an evaluation and some stretching. But I want to get my order I almost said I want to get my orders groceried. I want to get my groceries ordered so those can come, because I need some chicken that's coming in that order so that I can make dinner for tonight. What's the deal with like drinking the caffeine when you wake up? I keep hearing all these things about cortisol, and I don't know what to believe because I need to see like a peer-reviewed study on that before I believe it. Hi, my name is Jennifer Chapin. My son, he pulled his quad this weekend at a soccer tournament.
Our system is pretty pretty glitchy right now.
Uh-oh, I forgot to tell you guys, you're probably like, why is it so dark in your office? It's because I have been keeping the shades shut, and that has been helping with the heat. So my office is like right above the garage, and obviously our garage isn't air conditioned, and so it gets hot in there, and by proxy it gets hot in my office too. So I have like an oscillating fan back here. I also have a fan on my desk. I do have a ceiling fan, but I find as long as I keep the curtains drawn and the lights off, it's super helpful in keeping it as cool as possible, because like no one wants to work in a hot office all day. All right, so I need to figure out what I'm gonna make for breakfast, but I have to tell you guys, do you have one of these like neck fans? I'll link this one down below. They're super cheap, but you just like put them around your neck like this, and then you turn the fan on. There's like a low, medium, high. It's kind of loud, but if you're sitting outside like during summer sports, you need that. You need it because it's freaking hot out there, and there's like no reprieve unless you have an umbrella, which I did bring an umbrella with me, but that's kind of a pain to hold up the whole time too. So what am I gonna eat? So I got this whipped cottage cheese from Hy-Vee, and it's actually really good on toast. So I think I'm gonna have some of that. And then these are the Amy Lou, I think it's called, brand of chicken sausages. So I'm gonna heat these up in the air fryer, and then I'll just have the whipped cottage cheese on some toast. It's literally so rude that no one did my dishes for me this weekend while we were gone. So I'm gonna put those in the dishwasher real quick while I'm waiting for my breakfast to cook. All right, I got the dishes in the dishwasher. We got a new toaster and I love it. It's from Walmart, from the Beautiful collection. When I got it, the kids were like, oh my gosh, this is so fancy. It's funny. So hopefully you can kind of see the texture of this whipped cottage cheese. If you can find it in your store, I definitely recommend it. Obviously you can do it yourself, but sometimes it's nice to just have it done, especially if you want it for a particular recipe. So I put about a quarter cup on this whole wheat toast, and then I've got 4 links of this chicken sausage. I have a little bit of mustard because I find that this chicken sausage is very sweet. I don't want to say it's too sweet, but it's like borderline. So I like to have a little bit of mustard with it. All right, so it's a little bit later now, almost time for lunch, and the groceries just got here. So I'm gonna bring these inside before they melt, and we'll do a quick grocery haul. I got some strawberries to wash up for the week, some mandarin oranges. I feel like I haven't bought any of those in a while. Some kitchen trash bags because we were running low. Some very green bananas, a couple mangoes. We're totally out of Q-tips, so I got a refill of those, and also I needed some conditioner, so I grabbed that. A couple boxes of mac and cheese, some diet soda. You know what happens when you drink diet soda? What happens when you drink diet? What happens when you drink diet soda? It cancels out the calories.
Our mom told us when we were younger, if we ate a sugar, you drink a Diet Coke afterwards and it'll cancel out the sugar.
Okay.
I got these sharp cheddar cheese sticks. The kids really like these. Some turkey breast deli meat. These are new at my Walmart. They're kind of like the Sargento Balance Breaks, except they're the Great Value brand. So this one has cheese, cranberries, and cashews. So I got those. Some shredded cheese for dinner tonight. Some sharp cheddar cheese for sandwiches. Butter, because we were out of that. I ordered chicken thighs, and it said that they were out, and so they substituted these, which I kind of wish they would have substituted a different brand of chicken thighs, but that's okay. This will work for what I need it for. I got some tater tots, pizza rolls for lunches this week. Some of these pill pockets, Milo uses these for his allergy meds. I got a watermelon. This is the first one that I've got this season, so hopefully it's decent. Some cilantro, grapes, blueberries. We got some cherry tomatoes, some of these pepperoni paninos that I think Connor has already busted into. 2 packs of those. These are just the mozzarella cheese wrapped in pepperoni. Some sugar-free Jell-O, a big bag of chicken nuggets, and then some thin crust frozen pizzas, some Slim Jims. Connor likes those. And then I also got some of these snap pickles. These make a great snack as well. A couple Lunchables, 2 turkey and cheddar, 2 chicken nuggets, hot dog buns because we have hot dogs in the fridge, some more bread, these little street taco tortillas which I'm gonna use for dinner. I ordered the vanilla Starbucks cold brew coffee, which I've really been liking to have, but they didn't have that, so they substituted the black coffee, which is fine. Some salsa verde for a recipe, tuna to make tuna salad. These green chilies are also for that same recipe. And then 2 Stouffer's fettuccine alfredo and 1 mac and cheese. All right, so for lunch today, I made a bag of the Real Good Foods chicken nuggies. If you guys have never tried these, they're very good. And they're actually like real chicken meat. They're not like processed chicken nuggets. So I made a bag of these and the kids and I split it. I made some mac and cheese for them. And then I have this leftover broccoli in the fridge that just has a little bit of butter, salt, and pepper on it. So I heated that back up. So the kids had broccoli, mac and cheese, chicken. I'm just having the broccoli and the chicken. And I found some buffalo sauce in the fridge, so I'm dipping it in that. So it's just a little bit after 6 p.m. I am working on finishing up dinner right now. I have some chicken salsa verde in the crock pot. We just got back from taking Kira to practice driving for a little bit. I mentioned this in my last video, but I was like, if you have any tips for helping a teenage driver, let me know. Today went much better. It was her second time, and she drove a little bit out on like a very quiet street with no other cars. It was like where the movie theater is at in our town. She starts driver's ed in a few weeks, and so I really want to get her like at least competent and confident before she does that, to have some decent driving skills. So right now I'm working on, got a new ring light, by the way. It's very awesome. It's from LumiCube. I love it. I'm working on filming some content to finish up a video for Walmart that I have to turn in this week. I'm getting dinner cooked, and then I also need to prep the rest of my fruit and veggies and stuff like that tonight. One of the reasons I love making recipes like this is that everyone can really kind of customize their meal how they want it. So you can do burrito bowls, you can do nachos, you can do tacos, you can do burritos. We had tacos, and then I actually made mine into a bowl with some of the beans and lettuce and sour cream and pico. This was so good and a definite crowd pleaser, and it was just a way convenient way to make dinner. Now I'm gonna go ahead and prep some produce. So this is one thing that I feel like does make my life a lot easier during the week, but it does take a little bit of time on the weekends. That's totally okay. It took me less than an hour to prep all of this produce. I had some carrots in the fridge that I think I had bought for something else and didn't use them. And so I figured, why not just cut them into sticks, and then I can use them for dipping with the hummus. The celery has been in my fridge for quite a while. You can see that it's a little bit worse for the wear, but we're gonna salvage it. So I went ahead and cut it up, and I'm just gonna put that in my salad spinner along with the carrots. And then I just washed these in cold water and let it soak to rehydrate for a little bit while I'm gonna cut up this cucumber. So this is a English cucumber. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this into sticks. I typically find that I don't necessarily love to kind of pre-cut cucumber ahead of time. However, if you do cut it like this and keep it in a mason jar in the fridge, I feel like it does keep a little bit longer without, you know, getting slimy or going bad. And both my kids love cucumber. I also love having this on hand to chop up and put in salads. This is really what helps you kind of eat healthier during the week and make better choices, right? If you have all of these things kind of cut up and in the fridge, it's easier to grab those than it is to, you know, grab a bag of chips or something like that. So for the carrots and celery, I did put a paper towel down on the bottom of the container just to capture any moisture. And then I also found a bell pepper in my fridge that I wanted to cut up as well. It's also great to have on hand if you want to chop it up and put it in your eggs in the morning. My kids also just like eating raw bell peppers plain, so that's probably what they'll do this week while I'm gone. So I'm just going to pop that into one of the Rubbermaid clear containers as well. And then strawberries, I wanted to wash up all of the fruit that I got, of course, in my Walmart grocery delivery order. So I'm just cutting those up and putting them in a container with a little drain at the bottom so that they don't get soggy. Grapes, same way. I actually do not care for the process of picking and washing grapes, but you know, it has to be done. Sometimes I feel like when you buy the pre-washed grapes that they're a little bit slimy, and they're obviously way overpriced. So I just kind of bite the bullet and do it. And sometimes I have my kids help me, but I'll just wash those in cold water with a splash of vinegar. And then I just went ahead and rinsed these blueberries in the container. I'm going to put these in a mason jar. Again, I do find that storing washed produce, especially berries, in a mason jar does help keep it fresher for a couple of days. You guys can let me know in the comments below how you store your berries after you've washed them, but I think it does help. And then the grapes, I'm going to add those to a container with the drain in the bottom as well. I also washed up some cherry tomatoes, and I'm just putting those in a mason jar as well. So I was really happy with what I got done on my meal prep this weekend. It was great to kind of have all of this food ready to go for the week. Good morning. It's very early. It's 4:52 in the morning. Who is she leaving for the airport at the time I'm supposed to leave for the airport? It's because I got everything together last night, but Milo woke me up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, which he sometimes does. And then I just slept the rest of the night on the couch, which incentivized me to get up because it's not as comfortable on the couch as it is in my bed.